Hello and welcome back to the DataPort channel. Today we will continue our discussion on the review of Stata interface. As with other window programs, the Stata screen also has a title bar. As you can see here, this is the title bar, a, a menu bar, and a tools bar. The title bar to the end has three buttons, as you can see, that can be used to either minimize Stata, expand or decrease the screen, and a button that can be used to close it and exit entirely. Now you see that the title bar here is showing Stata uh, standard edition version 16.1, and then there's nothing else. This is because we don't have any file open at the moment. Let's say, for example, we open a file from one of the example datasets that come with Stata. If you purchase Stata, it normally comes with a set of different types of data set that you can use to practice as we move along. So let's open one example for this exercise. So you will see now that the title bar has changed, right? So it now shows you the name of the data set that is open and then the path or the directory where the file is located. So that is the title bar. For the menu bar, so you have file like in all Windows program. So which when you click on, you have open, where you can open an existing file that you have in your system. So if you click this, you see opens up a dialog. This is one dataset that is stored in this my system. Of course, we already have one open, so we are not interested in this. This is just to show you how it functions. So we cancel. We come back here, click on it. So this is open is data subset. Data subset here means if you have a file that is open, if you have a data set that is open and you want to open a subset of it, you can see. So it gives you the option of entering the file name and then what are the parameters that you want to use to open a subset or select a subset of that data set that you have opened. This button helps you to save a file. Save as, again, if you want to save the file in a different name. You have view, which when you click on, so you can, when you click on that, it opens up a dialog window for you where that you can use to select a particular file that you want to view. So we cancel again. This is used, do is used to open a do file. Now we'll talk about all these different files later on. So this is just to show you how what the different buttons from this file menu can be used to do. So file name, this option is used to show the path or directory of a file. And all these things that I'm showing can be done using Stata commands. Do not worry, we will discuss all the different Stata commands that you are most likely going to encounter in your day-to-day use of Stata. As a matter of fact, I hardly use all these buttons that you can see here. In my over 15 years of using Stata, I can count the number of times that I've had to use these buttons here on my fingers. I basically use the Stata commands because it's easy and straightforward and makes it faster for you to get your work done. But I'm describing this just to help you understand what they are and how to use them. And then you have change directory. So the directory simply means where the location of the file that you're working on at the moment. That is what directory means. So you can use this to change from one directory to the next. For example, if you are working in drive C, like if you look at the bottom here, you see that if you look at the bottom here, you will see that if my current directory is in C, users, ASA, and then documents. That's where everything that I'm working on is going to be. But of course, you can change this if you want to from here. And then you can also use this Stata command to do that. Log here means a log file. So opening a log is another Stata file that we'll need to talk about at a later time. So you can begin. If you have a file that is already open, then these ones will be highlighted so you can click on them. But right now, they are not because you do not have a log file that is open. You can view and then you can translate. You can also use the import button to help you move the data set from any kind of file. These are the different files that are supported. So you can move data from any of this format that you have here into Stata. You can also export from Stata into any of this format. Of course, as the name signifies, this is just to print. We have example data set, which is from where we open the data set that we have at the moment, and then recent files. So this just shows you the files that you have used in your recent time. And then if you want to exit Stata, you click on this to exit, just like this X button that you have here to close it entirely. So that is with the file menu. Then the edit menu also has this. So these are not highlighted right now because there's nothing in the result window here that you might need to copy. So that is why this is not highlighted. So you can copy something and paste if you want to. You can select all. So for example, if I click this, you can see that this has been selected. So this select here is basically to select items from your output window here, right? So you can see that now that this is selected, you can see that these options here now are now highlighted, and so you can either copy them so that in whichever format that you want. So this is clear result window. So if I click this, you see that all these things highlighted here will go away. So you can see everything has disappeared. Then find, when you click on find, it comes here. So let me put in something so we can test so you see how it works, right? Let me just do this just so that we have something that we can use to demonstrate that. All right, so you can see that this min make came out in red color. It's telling you that it's an error, that this command that I've issued cannot go with this. The reason being that, as you can see the description here, that make is a string variable. So because min here is supposed to be applied to only a string variable, so which is why it gave this error message for me to. And here I made a mistake of typing make instead of min that I wanted to type. So now we have this that we're here that we can use for this to demonstrate this find option that we have here. So for example, so this is useful when your screen, you have a lot of things on your screen and then something specific that you're looking for, and it will take your time to scroll through. All you need to do is to type the name of what you're looking for here, and then you click, and then you can see it has identified all of them, right? It has highlighted all of them. Now, it says highlight all. So if you uncheck this, you see that it's not highlighting anything. So this will need to be highlighted, right? So that you can see, it's easy for you to see them. If you click this one here that is said match, right? So match case. So you can see that what I've typed here is exactly in the same case as this all small letter. So if what I'm looking for, if for example, I had started this with capital letter, right? You will see that there's nothing, it will not highlight anyone because this says match case. It means because they're not exactly the same, because it does not match exactly, so it's not selecting anyone. If I take it back to small letter, you see that it has selected them. So that is how this find button or find function from this place is used, right? So find next is still the same thing like it does. So this is table option. So if you want to copy this table here to a Word document, it helps you to remove this bars that you have, this line that you have here. So this that says remove all. If I select this now and take it to a Word document, so I'll need to copy it as table and then from the Word document and paste. See how it appears. It says convert text to table. So do this. So you click on, change this from paragraph to tabs, and then you click OK. So you see it converts it into a table for you. So, but if you do not remove, if you do not select this, if you do not select this remove all, then it will come along with this, with the bars, and then you will not be able to do that. However, like I repeatedly said, I hardly use these functions, right? I just write my commands and straight away, and then do other things. I just write my commands straight away and then do what I need to do. So preferences, we talked about this in our last video. So that is with that. So now this data, graphics, and statistics contains all the common commands that you need to get your work done in Stata. So I'll not be going through them one by one, just to know that this is where you find any action that you need to take or you need to perform on any data set that you have opened. So this supports a user-generated command. So Stata is such that it allows user, for example, if there's a particular command or program that I've written by myself on my own to run anything on Stata, I can actually add it to this place. Now this window, again, as you can see, so this window here provides option for activating any of the 5 windows of Stata. So the command window, the result window, the history window. Remember in the last video we used this to restore any of the windows that we closed, right? So for example, if I close this, I can come back here and say click on the variable window and then it comes back. It opens up again. As you can see, it's back up, right? If we close this property, you can see it's disappeared. So we can come back here and click on it and then it will back up. It is back up, as you can see. And then this help also, Stata comes with a lot of resources that helps you to learn Stata as you move along. So you can find all that. This PDF documentation is I will call it a manual that describes for you how to use Stata. Any kind of question that you have, you will find inside here if you are able, if you can download it. And then we now have the tools bar. So these are basically shortcuts to things that you have, in the menu bar. So they are shortcuts to commonly used commands. So this helps you to open up any folder, like as you see, once you click on it, it gives a dialog box to open any folder that you want. This button is to save any work that you are doing. Helps you to save any work that you're currently doing. So this is a shortcut for printer. If you want to print anything, you just click on it. So this is also a log. So this is a shortcut. This is a shortcut for this log that you have here, right? So instead of coming through here, you just click on it here and it gives you what you're looking for. This is a viewer. If you click on it, it helps you to open a viewer file that you can use to read anything that you want to read or anything that you're interested in viewing. And then you have the graph bar that helps you to move your graph. If you have any graph developed, it helps you to move it around. This is a do file. So if you remember, we have to open a do file from here. So this is also a shortcut for you to do that. So these two are similar, very similar, but different buttons, right? That opens up your data for you in a spreadsheet-like format. So with this pencil, you can say that it is called data editor. That is what it is called, right? So what it means is that if you open your data set, if I click on it now, you can see my data set that I have is opened in this format. What it means is that I can make change. to the data set from here. That is why it is called editor, right? You are able to use it to edit. If you go to the bottom right, if you can follow my cursor, you see here it says mode is in edit. What the challenge with this is that you can actually change what, for example, this is 2.5, I can change this to 3, right? You see it has changed. If you ask me to apply, and I say yes. So but now I want to change it back to 2.5 because my intention is not to change. Just saying that if you have this open, then you need to be extremely careful because you can accidentally change something and not be aware that you have done so, right? So it is generally recommended that if you want to review the data set that you have, you need to do that in the browse mode. So I can close this, and then, so which is what this one is. When you click on it, it opens it up in the browse mode. So if you come down to this place like before, you see that it says browse. So what it means here, I cannot make any edit. It is impossible for me to edit anything because, so that way, if you just want to look at your data and see what it looks like, it is advisable that you do that in your browse mode so that you do not accidentally make any alterations. Because when you do that, it becomes difficult for you to know what you have changed. It might become difficult for you to know what you have changed, and it does not keep a track of what it is that you have done, which is one importance of the do file. When we talk about the do file, we will talk more about this. So that is that. So this is variable manager that you can use to manipulate your variables. Again, remember, I do this straight away by just writing the commands that I need. Do not worry, we'll talk about all these commands one after the other and how to use them or when to use them. So this, just know that this variable manager helps you to manage your variables, whether you want to name the variable, you want to make any change on them, whatever it is that you want to do, this is where you do it from. And then this says show more results. Sometimes if you run an analysis that has a very long output, it might be such that it breaks up somewhere, and then because of the width of what the screen that is this output window is able to accommodate, it gets to a point and then it stops so that you can view what you have done, and then you can click on this to command Stata to give you a new set of results from what has been stored, right? Or you can just press your enter button and it will give you more results. And then finally, you have the break. This is just basically used to terminate any process that is on. If you have a process that is taking too long, you can just click here and stop it. Now, from our last video, you see we talked about this review or history window, keeping a store of everything that you have done, right? You can see there here it says replace headroom 3 in 1. So this 3 in 1 means I changed it to 3 in the first record. If you recall, when I was explaining the edit mode, this was what happened. So it has made a record of it here. And then the second one was I replaced it back to 2.5, which was the original value that was there. So this is another example of how the history window operates. And you can see even the ones even the errors that I made earlier, you can see that also highlighted them here, and you will see that the color is in red, telling you that that command did not execute, or it was a failed command, and it gives you a link to the description. If you come back here to this one now, when you click on it, you see that it opens up to describe for you what the reason why the command did not execute or why it was a wrong command. So we come back here. So this is a further description of the history window where we've talked about the output window here previously. So back to the variable windows here. So you see that it gives you the name of the variable and it gives you the label, the actual label of the variable. For example, you see this is rep 78. It's telling you what is the name here. I say repair record of 1978. So, and you can we also talked about bringing, in the previous video, we talked about bringing variables from the variable window to the command window here, right? So, and I said you can either click on this arrow here in one click to bring it here, right? You can delete this. You can double click on it. When you double click on it, you see it will bring it here. Or I can decide on my own You just type it in. So whichever way that you want to use it to work, it will work for you. So we also talked about this variable, the in this property window. We said it is, if in the last video I had said that it's in two parts. One part that describes any variable that is selected. You can see here price is selected, and here it's telling you, it gives you the detail of the price. That this is the name, this is the label it is carrying, and then what, that it's an integer, meaning it's number of variables. Now, if we want to look at make, you recall that it told us here that make is a string variable, right? So if you click on make, you see that this has changed, right? Telling you that the name of the variable is make, the label is make and model, as you can see here, make and model, all right? The format is what, the type is what, is a string variable, and it has 18, the maximum entry there has 18 letter, 18 character. So this describes the entire data set like we talked about the last time. So it's telling you this is the name of the file name, auto.dt. Stata data files are saved as .dta, right? So you can see that's the same name that you have here. And you see it has 12 variables. That is what you have there. So if you count these variables here, so this make is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are that is number of variables, and they are observed 74 observations, meaning 74 records in the data set. And then this is the size, right? And then this data set is currently sorted by foreign. So with this, we come to the end of today's video. Thank you again for listening.